Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have the Neon scooter from a company called Okai. Okai. Now Okai is a multinational company. They have over 500 employees and over 17 years of experience in micromobility. Now each month they produce 120,000 vehicles and they have over 100 patents. So they know what they're doing in this space. At least that's what I'm gonna assume by the stuff that I read off of their website. Now the Neon scooter is the first one that actually has the Okai name. So it's their first consumer scooter. And they place this in a very competitive price range of single motor scooters from $500 to $1,000. I've reviewed 15 other scooters in this price range, so it's got a lot of competition. The Neon costs $629. So let's see how it holds up, starting off with a speed test. The Neon has a 250 watt brushless motor in the front wheel. Now that ties for the smallest motor in this price range. Now that's powered by a 36 volt, 9.8 amp hour battery. Now I have charged that battery up, which takes 6 hours to do so in preparation for the speed test. The Neon has 3 speed modes like most scooters do, and it has a speed rating of 18 miles per hour. So let me show you what each one of the 3 speed modes can get, starting off with speed mode 1. I found a flat and straight spot for a speed test. And I've got a full battery. My tracking app or my speed app is open. And to change the speed mode, you just double press the power button. There's E, L, and H for high. So we'll start on E and show you how fast it can go. And E would be for eco. It is very slow. That's pretty much walk assist mode. On L, it tops out at kind of 10, 11. Jumps back and forth between those two. Then on the highest level, 16 miles per hour. Most scooters in this price range take about 10 seconds to hit 15 miles per hour. You're gonna see what the Neon does. This is the acceleration test. Now, the advantage with the Neon, one of the advantages with the Neon, because it has a disadvantage as far as the motor, it's a very small motor, but it's the second lightest in this category at 35 pounds. But it can still hold a pretty good amount up to 220 pounds. The average for this price range is 250, so it's pretty close to that. So let's see how fast I can take my 185 pounds up to the top speed. Well, for this test, I do have pretty much a full battery. I've been riding for about 10 minutes. My speed app is open. I'm on the highest speed mode. Here we go. Oh, the front tire spun out a little bit. Kind of surprising for how small the motor is. It's actually got a pretty decent acceleration. I was expecting a lot slower, but this isn't bad at all. It can get up and go just fine.
Hello!
The typical range I have seen with scooters in this class is about 15 to 16 miles with around 600 to 700 feet of elevation gain. The Neon is rated up to 25, so we should get pretty close to that 15, if not over. Let's see how far I can go. Now, while I'm on the range test, I'll tell you all the things I liked and didn't like about the Neon, starting off with the look and design. Well, the look is pretty basic. It's just a white and gray color. It's just a simple, neat, and tidy looking scooter. As I mentioned before in the intro, I have ridden a lot of scooters in this price range, and so I've got a lot of experience with different rides and different feels of scooters. And I gotta say, the Neon is one of the best feeling and most solid scooters for less than $700 I've ever tried. The motor's incredibly quiet. There's no rattling or shaking or vibrating. The balance is fantastic. I can easily take my hand off. I've got no problem with speed wobbles or anything like that. Usually with scooters less than $1,000, there's gonna be some sort of ride issue, whether it be just noise or a little bit of shaking if you get going too fast, things like that, and I haven't experienced any of that with this scooter. Well, let me walk you through all the features of the Neon, starting off with the handlebars. It is a pretty good length for the size of the scooter. This isn't very heavy, there's not a lot of mass to this, so you don't really need a huge spread in the handlebars. It's got the nicest feeling grips I've seen on a scooter. I really am a fan of that, and that really just enhances the overall quality and feel of the scooter. The throttle's also very nice feeling, and it's actually made from a more expensive plastic. It just feels more durable and solid. And it does have a textured rubber piece. It's the same type of material that's on the grips. So right now I'm going 10 miles an hour. If I punch it, it kicks in immediately, but it is a slow delivery of power. It takes about a couple seconds to get the scooter going a little bit faster. There's one brake lever on the left side, and that does control the electronic and mechanical brakes. And it does override the throttle, so if you hit that, it's gonna cut the power even if you do have the gas still on. I'm 5'11", and the stem, the handlebars, is a great height for me. I haven't had any stem wobble at all. It's angled slightly back towards me, but not enough to where I feel cramped or crowded. And it collapses very easily. There's just a lever. You just pull that out, folds down. You'll hear a click, it locks into place, and you can pick it up. And this being so light, it's not that bad to haul around. I really like how big the deck is. I can fit my size 10.5 feet, one in front of the other. And then side by side, if I put my feet together, they hang out the edge on each side about an inch. So it's not the widest, but it is quite long. As far as the suspension and tires, it's kind of an interesting design. There is rear suspension with a solid 8.5-inch tire. And then in the front, there's an 8.5-inch air-filled tire with no suspension. Kind of curious why they just didn't do 2 air-filled tires. I just prefer air-filled. I'm surprised how nice this feels for that solid tire in the rear. Well, I made it back to my truck, so the range test is over. The last battery bar is red and blinking, so power was about to give up any seconds. And speaking of that, I actually had plenty of power coming up to the truck. Not as much as I did with the full battery, but it actually had some good juice left. Now, as far as the mileage and the elevation, not the best. I was under 10 miles with only 400 feet of elevation gain. I probably shouldn't have taken the scooter up this big old monster hill that I did for the hill test. I had the app recording the entire time throughout all the testing, so there was a bunch of stop and go on that. But this hill, it's just too long. Even though it's under the rating of the scooter, it's just, I feel it takes away like 3-4 miles every time I take a single motor scooter up that. So I think on flat roads, you could probably get the 15, 16, 17 mile range if you're around my weight. Just know that it doesn't do the best for hills. That really seems to sap the life out of the battery. Now, really steep hills have always been a struggle for single motor scooters. It's time to see how well the Neon does. It is rated up to a 20% grade, and the motor produces 16 Newton meters of torque. I've got a very good sized hill here. Let's see what it does. This is the hill test. I've got a 12% grade for a half a mile, so it is a beast of a hill. I lost my momentum, and this is a pretty steep part, holding at 7 miles an hour, down to 6, oh, down to 4. This is probably the hardest part. Down to 4. This is a pretty gnarly hill for a single motor scooter. I'm actually surprised it's doing so well. It made it up. It was slow. I got down to 3 miles per hour there for a few feet, but it got me up to the top pretty much. It's time for a brake test. The Neon has electrical brakes and a mechanical brake with the disc brake in the rear tire. Gonna go down the same hill I came up for the hill test and see how it does. There's a steep section here. Woo! Back wheel's sliding out a little bit. Wants to skid. Oh, I did skid a lot actually. Continue on down. Now, if the scooter gets going too fast, it actually slows down on its own. Like right now, it won't let me go past 17 miles an hour. It reminds me of engine brakes on a diesel. I used to drive a big old diesel up in the oil fields. That was in a past life. But yeah, it just has these engine brakes going down, keeping it at a nice 16, 17 miles an hour. And then once it reaches 15 miles an hour, it lets loose and it coasts again. The brakes are actually pretty good. If you like to go fast downhill, you're not gonna like them. But I barely even pressed them for 3/4 of that hill. I just let the scooter do all the work. Okay, here's the LCD screen, power button on the left. Just hold that down for about a second. And I really like the circular LCD display. I'd never seen that before and it just looks pretty awesome. Hit the power button once to turn on the lights. Okay, the lights on this thing are actually pretty cool. You've got LEDs on the side, one that shoots down top to bottom on the stem. That looks pretty dang cool. It really matches the look and the feel of the scooter. And then of course you have the tail light. Look how cool this screen looks as well. Hit the power button to turn the headlight on. It's actually a pretty bright headlight too. The Neon comes with an IPX5 waterproof rating, which means it can withstand splashing, some light rain, and also some dust as well. It has a 1-year warranty and free shipping in the lower 48. Well, overall, I was a pretty big fan of the Neon. There's just a lot of things about the scooter that feel nice, like the grips, the throttle. There's a lot of standing room. The stem is angled how I like it, and it's high enough. I didn't have to reach down low to grab the handlebars. And it's a pretty comfortable ride for having that solid tire in the rear. As far as the price tag, I would think that this would be more like a $900 to $1,000 scooter, not less than 700 bucks. It's one of the most comfortable rides for a scooter less than $700 that I've tried. If you want to pick it up, I've got the link in the description. Also check out my website, Electric Revolution Reviews. There you can find all of my reviews, all the scooters I've done based on price and capability. I'll have that in there as well. Hit that like button before you go, and please subscribe for the latest in electric bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and take care.